According to the National Institutes of Health, more than 50% of men in their 50s already show signs of prostate enlargement, and by age 70, that figure exceeds 80%. How does this manifest in daily life? For many, it starts subtly: a weaker stream, a constant feeling that the bladder doesn't empty completely, difficulty starting urination, or worse yet, frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom that disrupt sleep and drain energy. Most men assume this is simply part of aging, but that's a dangerous myth. New scientific research shows that inflammation and prostate enlargement can be significantly influenced and even improved through daily habits that regulate inflammation hormones and blood flow. Let's start with the first habit, something that's hiding in plain sight. How, when, and we drink matters a lot. Proper hydration isn't just good for general health, it plays a direct role in reducing prostate inflammation and improving urinary function. As men age, their sense of thirst diminishes. It's common for older adults to go several hours without drinking, hydrating only when dehydration has already begun. The result? Excessively concentrated, acidic urine loaded with waste products that irritate the bladder and aggravate prostate tissue. This poor hydration pattern contributes to one of the most frustrating symptoms of BPH nocturia, that need to urinate multiple times during the night. But here's where research-guided wisdom gives us a solution. A study published in the Journal of Urology involving over 2,000 men aged 60 and older showed that well-distributed hydration early in the day combined with reduced fluid intake at night led to a 41% reduction in nighttime urinary urgency and frequency. What I recommend: hydrate like it's a medical prescription. Drink water consistently from morning through mid-afternoon. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses of water depending on your activity level and kidney health. Then gradually reduce in the evening to allow your bladder to. There's a silent crisis affecting millions of men around the world, one that almost nobody talks about openly enough. And the consequences of this silence are quietly destroying the quality of life for countless fathers, grandfathers, brothers, and husbands. Hello, I'm Dr. Madison Lee, and as a medical professional with over 12 years of experience in urology, I've had the privilege and responsibility of treating thousands of men facing the challenges of aging. But there's one particular conversation I believe every man over 60 needs to have. Not in whispers, not behind closed doors, and definitely not when it's already too late. It's a conversation about your prostate, and more importantly, about the simple, natural daily habits that could protect, restore, and potentially save your prostate health. These aren't cheap tricks. What I'm about to share with you is real science backed by evidence. Credible, applicable strategies that researchers and doctors around the world are using to help men age with fewer problems, fewer complications, and much more freedom. If you're over 60, or if someone close to your heart is, I ask you to stay with me. These 5 daily habits may seem modest, but their combined impact can be revolutionary. In fact, one of them might completely surprise you. So stay with me until the end if you care about your prostate and sexual health, because this could be the most important video you watch this year. To appreciate why these habits are so essential, you first need to understand the nature of the prostate itself. The prostate gland is small, approximately the size of a walnut, and sits just below the bladder, surrounding the urethra, the tube through which urine exits the body. It plays a fundamental role in male reproductive health by producing seminal fluid that nourishes and transports sperm. Until around age 50, most men barely notice the prostate exists. But starting in the 6th decade of life, this small gland begins to change, and not for the better. The medical term for this age-related growth is benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. While it's not cancer, it can feel very invasive. Rest overnight. This small routine-based adjustment reduces irritation, gently flushes toxins, and supports normal prostate function without stressing the body. Now let's talk about nutrition, because the daily decisions on your plate become powerful medicine. The foods you eat impact everything from hormone regulation to inflammation and, yes, even your risk of prostate cancer. Let's start with one of the most potent compounds studied in current prostate research, lycopene, a phytonutrient found in tomatoes, watermelon, and pink grapefruit. When tomatoes are cooked, particularly with olive oil, lycopene becomes more bioavailable. Men who consume cooked tomatoes at least twice per week, according to a meta-analysis published in the International Journal of Cancer, had a 28% lower risk of developing prostate malignancies. Then there's zinc, an essential mineral concentrated in pumpkin seeds, shellfish, and nuts. Zinc supports healthy testosterone balance, enzymatic reactions, and the structural stability of the prostate. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, kale, and Brussels sprouts offer another layer of protection. These contain sulforaphane, a compound known to influence detoxification pathways and prevent DNA mutations and cellular damage that could lead to prostate cancer. The ideal plate is predominantly plant-based, rich in colors, and supplemented with lean proteins, whole grains, healthy fats, and antioxidant-rich foods. In this context, food becomes proactive care, an affordable but powerful way to support prostate resilience. Before we continue, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Write in the comments your city or country so I can greet you personally in our next videos. This channel grows thanks to men like you seeking reliable information about their health. Another underestimated and completely free strategy is walking. That's right, a light 15-minute walk after meals, especially after lunch and dinner, can significantly influence prostate health in multiple ways. Research from Harvard Medical School found that older men who engage in post-meal movement had up to 35% lower risk of developing moderate to severe BPH symptoms compared to those who remain sedentary. But what's happening physiologically? Walking after meals activates blood flow in the pelvic region, improving oxygenation and nutrient supply to the prostate gland. It also helps regulate blood glucose, which is key since insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes are directly associated with prostate problems. Light physical activity also reduces systemic inflammatory markers, including C-reactive protein and interleukin-6, both elevated in chronic prostate inflammation. Think of walking as post-meal medicine. You don't need a gym. You don't need to run, just walk gently indoors or outdoors with consistency. Over time, this small lifetime investment produces extraordinary protective effects for your prostate and your entire body. We finish with what might be the most underestimated habit of all: restorative sleep. Chronic sleep deprivation takes a biological toll much deeper than most realize. Quality sleep governs our production of essential hormones like melatonin and growth hormone, both with documented anti-inflammatory properties that play critical roles in tissue repair and immune regulation. In fact, a study from the Journal of Cancer Epidemiology research published in Cancer Epidemiology Biomarkers and Prevention reported that men with frequent sleep disruption face roughly double the risk of developing advanced prostate cancer compared with those who slept through the night. Sleep shapes testosterone regulation, inflammatory tone, mental sharpness, and metabolic balance, all core to prostate well-being. Aim for 7-9 hours in a dark, cool, quiet room. Cut caffeine later in the day, dim screens in the evening, and keep a steady bedtime, weekends included. This is a luxury. It's restorative maintenance for the aging body. To guide your focus, consider which concern feels more relevant in your life: waking multiple times nightly to urinate, or the sensation of incomplete bladder emptying. Keep that in mind as you prioritize habits and conversations with your clinician. Now, a topic long buried under stigma: sexual activity in later life. From a clinical lens, maintaining regular ejaculation isn't merely normal, it may be one of the body's effective natural ways to clear waste from the prostate. A landmark 2016 study in European urology from Harvard-affiliated researchers followed 30,000 men for 18 years. The finding: those reporting 21 or more ejaculations per month had a 33% lower risk of prostate cancer versus men with fewer monthly events. Physiologically, ejaculation helps the gland expel residual fluids, cellular debris, and inflammatory protein substances that, if allowed to accumulate, may contribute to congestion and irritation. Beyond that clearing effect, sexual activity supports pelvic circulation, eases tension in surrounding muscles, steadies hormonal rhythms, and can lower stress and cortisol, both linked to chronic inflammation. Still, many older men feel uneasy discussing it. Here's the bottom line: you're never too old to safeguard your intimate health. If concerns arise, physical, emotional, or relational, bring them to your physician. Urologists guide, they don't judge. 5 fundamental: smart hydration, targeted nutrition, a short post-meal walk, high-quality sleep, and regular sexual activity seem simple, But simplicity can be powerful. Don't wait for symptoms to dictate your choices. Act early. In clinical practice, the men who move confidently through their 70 seconds and 80 seconds mobile, independent, and steady tend to be the ones who invest in prevention before a crisis. That same option is in front of you now. Share this with the men you care about. If you're over 60, start today. Your future self and your prostate will be grateful. Caring for health doesn't have to begin with prescriptions or panic. Often, the most potent medicine is found in the small, consistent choices you make each day. I've seen these 5 habits applied steadily reshape how men age: better energy, deeper sleep, less stress, renewed confidence, along with stronger prostate support. If you're a man over 60, treat this as a turning point. And if you love someone in that season, a father, husband, or grandfather, encourage him. These conversations matter more than we realize. What we overlook today can become tomorrow's regret. What we choose to act on now can preserve freedom, vitality, and quality of life for years to come. If this message helped, feel free to share it onward. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Like this video so the algorithm helps us reach more men who need this vital information. Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell to receive notifications when we upload new content about men's health. Remember, prostate health isn't just about longevity, it's about living well. Stay informed, stay proactive, and above all, stay healthy. Until next time, I'm Dr. Madison Lee, reminding you that your best years are still ahead if you take care of them today.